Hi, this is Books with Brushu and I'm Jordan. I like to drink coffee and read books. It is already afternoon time, so I am finished with my coffee for the day, so I don't have any to show you my mug, unfortunately. So let's get this reading vlog kicked off. Today, we've got a spring reading vlog, reading spring books, and I am super excited for the 2 books that I am going to be reading in this video. So as you can see, my house is decorated for Easter because Easter is next weekend. So super excited about that. I also just noticed I have my bag full of yarn over there that I just got because I'm actually making my sister something really cool. So that's just sitting over there in the way of this shot, but usually out of the way because the couch is behind the camera. Anyway, I digress. Reading spring books. I've got 2 great romance books that I will be reading for this reading vlog. The first is The Strawberry Patch Pancake House by Laurie Gilmore, and this is the 4th book in the Dream Harbor series, and I have been loving these books so far, like absolutely loving them. They are all themed around certain seasons. This book takes place right before strawberry season and then during strawberry season, which is a little bit later in the summer, but this is just how it worked out. It's kind of still a spring summery book. I actually started this book yesterday while I was painting my hallway. I'm slowly getting through painting my house. Like a couple weeks ago, I painted the mantle green, and now I've moved on to the hallway. So I've painted my hallway and that is coming along nicely. So while I was painting, I started listening to The Strawberry Patch Pancake House. So we are introduced to our main male character, Archer, and he is a chef in Paris, a very renowned chef who is trying to get his Michelin star, or a Michelin star. And he finds out that a woman he hooked up with several years ago actually became pregnant and had his child and never told him about the daughter. So the mother has tragically died in an accident, and so now he's been contacted because he is her only basically living relative. She does have a grandmother, the mother's mom, but she is in very ill health and probably is not going to make it much longer. So that's why they contact the dad, because this little girl is going to need somebody in her life. So the little girl, Olive, she is obviously struggling. She lost her mom and now she's living with this man that she doesn't know, who is supposedly, well, he is her father, but she doesn't know him. And then we are also reintroduced, because we've met her in other books. We are introduced to Iris, who is the yoga instructor. She teaches at the Y in the town of Dream Harbor. As most small towns are, Iris comes across a problem where she can't afford her rent because she just doesn't make much money teaching these classes. For a lot of the classes that she teaches, she's a volunteer, so she just isn't making quite enough money to pay her rent, and so she needs a place to stay. Well, one of her neighbors, somebody in the town, says that Archer is actually looking for a nanny because Archer has had to get a job in Dream Harbor because he has to stay in Dream Harbor until the custody of Olive is worked out. And that's going to take several months, obviously, because they're not just going to give him full custody when Olive and Archer don't know each other, and you know, Archer hasn't been vetted, basically. So he has to stay in Dream Harbor for a couple of months and work so that he can get full custody of Olive. So he has found a job in Dream Harbor and he needs a nanny to watch Olive during the day while he's at work. And this is perfect because Iris needs a job and she also needs a place to live. And he is offering to have the nanny stay at his house and live with him so that she can basically be on call, because he has to leave so early in the morning to get to his chef job. They have moved in together. There are already sparks flying, even though they know they shouldn't interact with each other like that because they're employer and employee and living in the same house, and they have Olive to think about. But even like right from the beginning, they started having sparks fly, like as soon as she moved, like before she even moved in, just when they were interviewing. That's where that story is, slowly getting into it. They're slowly getting to know each other better and just the day-to-day life, and also trying to resist their attraction to each other. The second book that I will be reading for this reading vlog is Fools in Love by Jay Sterling. Now, this is also the fourth book in the Fun for the Holidays series, which is the series that I've been reading one book every month so far this year, and I'm really loving them so far. I really enjoyed the St. Patrick's Day one. It took place in Ireland, so I loved that. And then I'm excited to read Fools in Love to see what this romance is about. I honestly know nothing about it. It's a short novella that's only like 3 hours long on audio. I'm excited to get into that one also because I have loved all of the books in this series so far, even though they're short novellas, which is surprising for me. So I will check back in once I am further along in these books. Okay, reading update. So as you saw a second ago, I was listening to the Strawberry Patch Pancake House while I was putting some decorations back up on my wall because I painted the wall last weekend and I didn't rehang anything for a couple of days because I wanted to make sure the paint was dry and everything. So I was listening to Strawberry Patch Pancake House while I was putting those decorations up on the wall and doing some cleaning around the house, you know, just random picking up stuff after the long week because I don't know, if you're like me, I don't have time during the week to hardly do anything, so some things just get dropped in place and on the weekend I have to pick them up and put them away. So anyway, just happened. So I did finish Strawberry Patch Pancake House and it was really cute, guys. Just like all of the other Dream Harbor series books, I really enjoy them. They're super cute romances in a cozy little town. Iris is the nanny. Her and Archer just continue to go back and forth and flirt with each other and like really toe that line even though they know they're not supposed to, and even though like both of them know they're not supposed to be like flirting with each other and stuff, they like get in the moment and just get lost and forget, don't care in the moment. There were many tempting moments in the kitchen while Archer was making pancakes because the diner where he works, the previous cook had this pancake recipe, the original pancakes, and when he got the job there, he didn't have that recipe. And so he made his own pancakes, like fancy ones, and the people of the town didn't like them. And so they kept saying, I just want the old pancakes back. I want the old pancakes back. And he would, in his kitchen at night after work, try to make different recipes and have Iris try them to see if they were like the old ones, and they never were. So that was kind of their thing. He would be in the kitchen cooking after they had put Olive to bed, and she would come in and they would have, you know, they would chit chat, get caught up in each other. So it was really cute. I really enjoyed it. Throughout the rest of the book, there's a couple scenes where they go to different events in the town, and it's like they're a family. Olive acts like Iris is her mom sometimes, or asks like, are you gonna be my mom? And they just, it's very apparent. It's very apparent that they're gonna get together. I mean, obviously that's the whole point of the book, right? So then of course there's like a third act conflict where some things happen and Iris runs away, just so silly. But, you know, they resolve it and they get back together, and then they live happily ever after. Anyway, it was really cute. I enjoy this series, so I gave the Strawberry Patch Pancake House 4.25 stars. So I think I've given all of the books in that series about that same rating. So then today today I started Fools in Love by Jay Sterling. And this is the April spring themed book. We were introduced to April, who is a matchmaker. She owns a matchmaking business. Her old boss, who used to own the matchmaking business and taught April everything she knows about the matchmaking business and then left the business to her when she retired. I think her name is Stella. She invited April and April's assistant to this bachelor auction, which is a charity fundraiser. So I really do think her name is Stella. Stella's putting on this charity function where it's a bachelor auction, and April and her assistant are there. I mean, literally, I just started the book, so I'm barely into it. And then we are introduced to, I think, who's going to be the male main character, and his name is escaping me. He's a firefighter. I don't love reading books about firefighters, but that literally has nothing to do with the book. That's just me, because I dated a firefighter and it was awful. Anyway, the main male character, he's a firefighter, and he was the cover of their firefighter calendar, like the hottest men, whatever. And so apparently he was specially requested to be in this auction, in this bachelor auction. So he is at the auction, and that's all I know. I don't even think they haven't even been introduced yet. I don't even think he's come on stage. I'm literally barely into it. Yeah, I'm only 20 minutes into the book, so literally nothing has happened. Like, I don't even know the main male character's name because I think he said it once and I just don't remember. Anyway, so that's where I'm at. I'm gonna continue doing stuff around the house. I went to an estate sale today and got some new bookshelves. So excited about having those. I need to get them cleaned off and moved into the house still, and then I get to put books on them. So that's fun. But that's all I got for you right now, and I will check back in once I have more updates. Let's do a little reading update. So when I updated about the Strawberry Patch Pancake House, I don't know if I gave you guys my rating. I can't remember if I did or not. So I ended up giving the Strawberry Patch Pancake House 4.25 stars. Absolutely loved it. Another good book in the series. Highly recommend. Let's jump back into Fools in Love by Jay Sterling. I know I checked in when I had just started the book. However, it's only a 3-hour audiobook, and I listen at 1.8 times speed, so it took me no time at all to finish this book. So I finished it while I was doing yard work today, which is why my hair is wet, because I just showered and washed it, because I'm allergic to all of the outside things. So whenever I do yard work, I have to wash my hair. Like it's non-negotiable. Wet hair, whatever. I did finish Fools in Love today. We get to know our main two characters, Robbie, who is the firefighter, and April, who is the matchmaker. Robbie's a super dick at first. Like, he's obviously attracted to her, but then because of his past, like, whatever, he starts to be a super dick to her and, like, will treat her like crap one moment and then be, like, all over her the next. They end up going on their date that was arranged through the Bachelor auction. As they're going on the date and leading up to the date and whatever, they start to have feelings for each other. There's kind of a third act breakup if a short novella has a third act. So a short novella breakup close to the end. And then she calls him on his bullshit. There's a big event that happens that, you know, brings them closer together. And then boom, they're together. Like, this was not my favorite book of the series. It was very clearly a novella. You could tell it was a novella, and you could tell that it was rushed. The previous 3 books, I felt like they had more character development, that the characters had more time to get to know each other. They were more compatible. They were more believable as a couple. This, I just felt like it was kind of rushed, and I didn't love the couple, and I didn't love them together. So it wasn't my favorite out of the series. It just wasn't. Read it or don't read it. It's super fast. It's super fast and not long. So, you know, no skin off my back that it took me all of one day to get through. You know what I mean? So just not my favorite. It was fine. It was fine. But I ended up giving Fools in Love 3.5 stars. So still not a bad rating. It's still way above 50%. So still recommend the series as a whole at this point, but definitely recommend the Dream Harbor series. So thank you for tuning in to this kind of short spring reading vlog. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and tune in the next couple of weeks for more reading vlogs. I've got a couple of them scheduled. Also, more bookish content, spinner wheel TBRs, etc. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.